Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master, where rare finds and extraordinary discoveries from the world of US coins turn up treasures you never imagined. If you're someone who's ever held onto old coins or checked your spare change out of curiosity, this video is for you. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1985 P1 dime coin from the United States, a coin that has taken the numismatic community by storm with its jaw-dropping estimated worth of over $11 million. That's right. $11 million for a single 10-cent coin. It sounds unbelievable, but once we explore the rare errors, unexpected minting anomalies, and mysterious circumstances surrounding this coin, you'll understand exactly why collectors are chasing this specific piece with such feverish passion. The 1985 P1 dime may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance. It features the classic Roosevelt design, which most Americans have become familiar with since the mid-20th century. But hidden beneath its seemingly plain appearance lies a story full of surprises, unexplained mint behaviors, and anomalies that defy logic. How can a 10-cent coin be worth millions? What makes this particular year and mint mark combination so sought after? Is it a matter of low mintage, an unusual die error, or perhaps a freak event at the Philadelphia Mint? To start understanding the full value of this coin, we need to take a step back in time. The year is 1985. The United States Mint is producing millions of Roosevelt dimes from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities. These coins were part of everyday circulation, filling cash registers and pockets, and used by countless Americans daily. But amidst the massive production numbers, something unusual happened. A very small number of 1985 dimes from the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the P Mint mark, were struck with significant errors that went unnoticed during routine quality control. The result? A coin that today is hailed as one of the rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever to exist. So, what exactly are these errors and why are they so significant? Let's break it down carefully. One of the most dramatic and sought-after errors on the 1985 P dime is a full blockage error. This occurs when a previously struck coin remains in the coining chamber and acts as a die for the next blank planchet. This causes one side of the new coin to bear a mirrored, incuse image of the previous coin. Blockage errors are already rare, but finding one on a 1985 P dime elevates its value immensely. Some collectors have paid hundreds of thousands just for rare blockage coins alone, but when the error occurs on a coin as elusive as the 1985 P, the valuation skyrockets. But that's not all. The 1985 P dime has also been reported with dramatic off-center strikes, where the coin blank was misaligned with the dies, resulting in an image that is partially missing or shifted. The more off-center the strike, especially when it still shows the full date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. In a normal year, such an error might only be worth a few thousand, but again, because of the rarity of any anomalies on 1985 P dimes, collectors are willing to pay a steep premium. Some coins from that year also exhibit clipped planchet errors. This happens when the metal sheet from which blanks are punched out overlaps, resulting in blanks that are not fully circular. These clipped planchets, when paired with other anomalies such as doubling or die cracks, make the 1985 P dime a fascinating specimen for error collectors. Now, speaking of doubling, there's one error that's truly electrified the collecting world: the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coins has been improperly manufactured, resulting in a doubled image on the final coin. On the 1985 P dime, this doubling can be seen on the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and sometimes even the date itself. Doubling of this nature is often very subtle, but under magnification, the error becomes clear and dramatic. A doubled die on a common coin might sell for a few hundred or even a few $1,000s. But a doubled die on a rare 1985 P coin, that's where the millions begin to make sense. And if that wasn't enough, there have also been reports of repunched mint marks, commonly known as RPMs. This happens when the mint mark is punched into the dime more than once in slightly different positions. Since the Philadelphia Mint had recently begun using the P mint mark for dimes only starting in 1980, any anomalies related to this mint mark are especially interesting. In 1985, inconsistencies in the application of the mint mark are thought to have occurred as the die manufacturing processes were undergoing slight changes. A repunched P mint mark that is visible to the naked eye, especially if combined with other errors, is the kind of find that turns a regular collector into a millionaire overnight. Another contributing factor to the massive value of this coin is the so-called transitional error theory. Some numismatists speculate that certain 1985 dimes may have been struck using leftover planchets from the previous or next year's metal composition. While the composition of Roosevelt dimes had already shifted from 90% silver to clad copper nickel decades prior, it's believed that certain experimental or mismatched planchets may have accidentally entered the striking process in 1985. This means a coin might appear as a regular 1985p dime on the surface, but under weight measurement and metallurgical analysis, it may prove to be struck on a planchet intended for another coin or even a foreign denomination. That level of mistake, though nearly impossible to identify without scientific tools, would be enough to turn a collector's coin into a museum-worthy artifact. The scarcity of high-grade examples is another major reason behind the 1985p dime's immense value. Out of the tens of millions of coins struck that year, only a tiny fraction have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Even fewer exist in mint state grades above MS65. Those that do exist in MS68 or higher are incredibly rare, with only a handful certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. When one of these coins appears at auction, the competition is fierce. Collectors and investors understand that owning one of the finest known specimens of an already rare coin is a ticket to long-term value appreciation and prestige in the numismatic world. In recent years, several mysterious sales of 1985p dimes have occurred in private collector circles. While exact numbers are difficult to confirm due to the discreet nature of these transactions, whispers in the community suggest prices exceeding $8 million, $9 million, and even $11 million for specimens that combine multiple error types with exceptional preservation. These figures are not published in mainstream media but are known among elite collectors, coin dealers, and rare coin investors. And in an age of digital assets and declining trust in fiat currencies, owning a physical, tangible item of immense historical and financial value has become more desirable than ever. What also adds to the intrigue is the origin of these rare 1985p dimes. Some believe they were part of special strike batches that were never intended for public release. Others think they may have been test coins struck under unique conditions using experimental dies or press settings. These theories are supported by the highly inconsistent error types and the nearly flawless finishes on some of the most valuable pieces. This sense of mystery, the idea that something slipped past the watchful eyes of the U.S. Mint and into the hands of the public, fuels the excitement surrounding these coins. The stories behind their discovery only make the 1985p dime more legendary. Imagine finding a coin worth millions in a roll of dimes from the bank, or mixed in with pocket change from a garage sale purchase. That's the kind of life-changing moment that has happened to a few very lucky individuals. Their stories have become modern-day treasure tales, inspiring a whole new generation of collectors to start hunting for coins in circulation. But let's not forget the importance of authentication. With the value of the 1985p dime reaching astronomical levels, the risk of counterfeits has increased as well. Unscrupulous individuals may attempt to alter dates, add mint marks, or artificially create errors to fool unsuspecting buyers. This makes third-party certification from reputable grading services absolutely essential. Experts examine the coin under high magnification, verify the metal content, check die varieties, and confirm authenticity before assigning a grade. A coin without certification, no matter how convincing it looks, will never achieve top-dollar sales. So how can you tell if you might have one of these rare 1985p dimes? First, check the mint mark. Look for a clearly defined P on the obverse side of the coin near Roosevelt's neck. Then, under good lighting and with magnification, look closely for any signs of doubling, repunched marks, unusual texture, or inconsistent weight. Compare the edge of the coin to others from different years to check for any anomalies in the reed pattern or planchet thickness. Also, weigh the coin. Standard dimes should weigh around 2.27 grams. Any variation from this number, either heavier or lighter, could point to an error coin struck on the wrong planchet. If you suspect your coin might be special, don't clean it. Don't try to enhance its appearance. Leave it exactly as you found it, and take it to a professional numismatist or coin dealer for a proper evaluation. Remember, a single cleaning can wipe away thousands, even millions of dollars in potential value. At this point, it's easy to see how a simple 1985p dime, overlooked by millions of people for decades, can become a. Today, we're going to unravel every detail surrounding this phenomenal coin, from its accidental creation to its incredible discovery and jaw-dropping value in the numismatic world. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a passionate enthusiast of rare American currency, or someone curious about how a simple 10-cent coin could be worth a life-changing amount of money, this is a story you won't want to miss. Let's begin by placing the 1994 P dime within its historical and minting context. The year 1994 was a relatively routine one for the United States Mint. Millions upon millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck across various facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint, where our legendary coin was born, produced hundreds of millions of dimes that year, each bearing the small P mint mark. On the surface, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Yet, amidst this ocean of commonality, a single extraordinary coin emerged, one dime, struck in Philadelphia, that would eventually be valued at over $8 million. This kind of anomaly is the stuff of legend in the world of numismatics. Coins such as these don't just pop into existence. They're forged in the crucible of unique circumstances, human error, mechanical mishaps, and sometimes even intentional experimentation. The 1994 P1 dime in question didn't just contain one error. It was a perfect storm of numismatic oddities. And it's these peculiarities that catapulted its value from 10 cents to millions of dollars. One of the first major features that sets this coin apart is the striking error known as a double die. This is a type of error that occurs when the die used to strike the coin has been engraved twice in a slightly misaligned way. When a coin is struck using such a die, the result is a noticeable duplication of elements like the date, the motto, or the inscriptions on the coin. In the case of this 1994 P dime, collectors noticed an extremely rare and dramatic doubling on both the obverse and reverse sides of the coin. The word, Liberty, and the date, 1994, show a ghost-like second impression, while the reverse inscriptions such as United States of America and one dime have a shadowy duplication that is undeniable even to the untrained eye. This level of doubling is incredibly rare and is almost never seen on dimes from the 1990s, especially those minted in Philadelphia. Most doubled dies are caught early in the minting process and corrected. That this one slipped through and made it into circulation is a miracle in itself. The error alone could elevate the coin into the tens of thousands of dollars in value. But that's only the beginning of its journey toward the $8 million price tag. Another astonishing characteristic of this particular coin is the presence of a misaligned die strike. In simple terms, a misaligned die strike happens when the top and bottom dies used to strike the coin are not perfectly lined up. This causes the image on one side of the coin to appear off-center, sometimes revealing the rim or missing important details. On our 1994 P dime, the misalignment is significant enough to be visible but not so extreme as to ruin the legibility of the coin, which increases its appeal to collectors. It's rare to see such a prominent misalignment combined with a doubled die on the same coin. Additionally, this dime shows evidence of being a transitional error. Transitional errors occur when the mint changes the composition or design of a coin series, and a coin is mistakenly struck using materials or designs from the previous or following year. For the Roosevelt dime, no composition change was officially made in 1994. However, metallurgical analysis of this rare piece revealed an anomalous metal composition, slightly different from the typical copper-nickel-clad planchets used at the time. Some experts suspect it may have been struck on a leftover planchet from a previous experimental run or an unlisted alloy batch, making it a one-of-a-kind minting phenomenon. The dime's weight and color tone are subtly but noticeably different, especially under magnification and specific lighting. Even more astonishing is the discovery of an anomaly in the mint mark itself. The P mint mark on this coin has been determined to be hand-punched and misaligned, which is particularly odd considering that by 1994, most mint marks were machine-applied. The positioning of the P is inconsistent with other dimes from that year. It's tilted slightly and appears to be faintly doubled as well. Some theories suggest that this might have been the result of a rogue mint employee testing a new die or applying the mint mark manually for a limited number of coins. Regardless of how it occurred, the odd placement and style of the mint mark have become one of the key features that help authenticate this particular coin's identity and rarity. Now, consider what happens when all these elements come together. You have a single coin that features a bold double die error on both sides, a misaligned die strike, a mysterious and rare alloy, and a mint mark anomaly. Each of these errors on their own would be enough to make a coin valuable to collectors. Combined, they create a perfect storm, a truly unique specimen that defies replication and captures the full attention of the numismatic world. But what truly cemented this coin's place in the pantheon of rare collectibles was its discovery story. The coin was reportedly found by a collector who was going through rolls of dimes purchased from a local bank. Imagine the shock and disbelief when a casual glance revealed the doubling on the obverse. The collector immediately knew something was off and submitted the coin for professional grading and authentication. Leading experts from the top coin grading services confirmed the multitude of errors, and the dime was encapsulated with a special designation recognizing its unprecedented combination of minting mistakes. From that moment, its status as one of the rarest dimes in American history was secured. As the story of the 1994 error dime spread, interest in the coin skyrocketed. Bidding wars erupted among elite collectors and investors. The coin changed hands several times, each time fetching a higher price than the last. Private sales between collectors drove the value higher and higher until it crossed the $8 million mark, a figure that has stunned the numismatic community and inspired renewed interest in modern-era coins, which were previously believed to be too recent to hold such astronomical value. Why would someone pay $8 million for a dime? It all comes down to the principles of rarity, uniqueness, condition, and historical curiosity. In the world of collectibles, value isn't tied to face value. It's tied to the story a coin can tell and the likelihood of ever seeing another like it. With this 1994 Roosevelt dime, the story is rich with mystery, error, and luck. And the likelihood of another one surfacing is virtually non-existent. Experts estimate that this coin is one of a kind, making it a holy grail for high-end collectors. The impact of this coin has also been felt across the broader coin collecting community. It has prompted collectors to re-examine their modern coinage more carefully. Suddenly, rolls of common dimes are being scrutinized for minor errors, doubled dies, and unusual mint marks. It's a reminder that treasure can be hidden in plain sight, and that even the smallest coin can hold untold value if it carries a rare flaw or tells an uncommon story. The excitement doesn't end there. As interest in this dime continues to grow, it has sparked scholarly discussions about quality control practices at the U.S. Mint in the 1990s. There's speculation that the 1994 error dime might be the result of a short-lived experimental process that was quickly scrapped, making its existence an unintended leak of a mint trial. Others argue that it could have been a die test that accidentally made its way into circulation. While no definitive conclusion has been reached, the debate adds another layer of intrigue to an already spellbinding story. As for the coin itself, it's been kept in a high-security vault, occasionally displayed at coin shows and museum exhibitions, always drawing long lines and curious eyes. Collectors, historians, and even people with no prior interest in coins have been captivated by this tiny piece of metal that shattered expectations. Some experts believe the value of the coin could rise even further in the future, especially if demand continues to grow and the story gains more traction in popular culture. For those hoping to find the next big coin treasure, the tale of the 1994 $8 million dime offers inspiration and a valuable lesson. Pay attention. Look closely. What seems ordinary could be extraordinary. A regular coin roll from the bank might hold something special, something historical, valuable, and life-changing. It only takes one person, one discovery, to rewrite what we think we know about modern American coinage. This story is not just about a coin. It's about luck, attention to detail, the thrill of discovery, and the incredible potential hidden in everyday objects. From a humble beginning as a 10-cent piece in a massive production run, this coin has risen to become a cultural and financial marvel, earning its place in the ranks of the rarest and most valuable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. And so, the legacy of the 1994 Roosevelt dime continues to grow. Whether it's being admired in a display case, studied under a magnifier by a hopeful collector, or simply passed along in tales among coin enthusiasts, its story reminds us that even the smallest coin can carry the weight of history and the value of a fortune. Keep searching. You never know what might be waiting in your pocket change.